On here, idiots.
The President of the United States of America,
Right.
Barack Obama, has now been in office for a little over a year, and his approval ratings have now dropped so that they're about 50%.
Because it's strange how it kept dropping and dropping and dropping in the eyes of certain media outlets.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, these different elections come up, and now all of these Republicans are going into office.
Right.
So is it politics or politricks?
Now, the poll suggests, and I'm reading this, these are facts, the poll suggests that Americans believe that Barack Obama has focused too much on helping American industry and not enough on helping Americans themselves. 49% say the president has done too much for banks, and 37% thinks he's done too much for U.S. automakers. At the same time, 54% say he's done too little for the middle class. 6 and 10 think he's done too little for small businesses.
Right.
And he's done too little for homeowners.
Well, my question is, how much do you think that he can do in a 12-month time frame?
Right.
When he inherited a disaster.
Yep.
It's like, okay, where do you start? What I feel happened here in this particular situation, I feel like once he got into office, a lot of people who were really focused on politics at that time said, my job is done, and they went back to their day-to-day things.
Right.
And only reacted if they happened to lose their job in the process.
Right.
My thing is, are these real numbers?
What are the age groups of who you're polling? What's the demographic? Are you polling the 20-year-old college student, or are you polling the 50-year-old Republican? That's what I would like to know.
Or are you polling the angry person who just got laid off 10 minutes ago? See, it's all about the mind game. So, and a lot of people are swayed by what they see on TV without knowing the facts. Like, if you've been detached from the politricks that have been going on since the election, then it's so easy for you to be swayed into thinking that he's not doing his job.
I have an interesting stat.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. His approval ratings are about 50% right now. A year into their presidency, okay, his rating is similar to that of President Ronald Reagan, which was 49%, Jimmy Carter, which was 51%, and here's the humdinger, no pun intended, Bill Clinton, who was 54%.
Right.
So, in actuality, Obama's approval ratings are similar to these gentlemen, these presidents that I just read.
Right. My thing is, do you agree with these stats?
On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have dropped?
Honestly, I think because Obama promised change and stuff, but people can't honestly see that. You can't change something in a year that someone spent 8 years trying to mess up.
Right. We need to give him more time, right?
Like, if you're only going to give him 12 months, then why'd you put him in office?
Right. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have dropped?
Yo, man, I think Obama is a wide range of things that he has to do. Hundreds of reasons why, of things that he needs to fix, but everything can't get done in one shot.
Right.
Bill Clinton, all those presidents, man, Bill Clinton was a good president, man. I remember coming home from jail when Bill Clinton was in office, and I had jobs galore. I was always getting a job when Bill Clinton was in office. Now I can't find a job for nothing. I think, for one, he's the first black man in office. I think that we got a lot of people who didn't want a black man in office. They're going to be hating on him. You got a lot of people who want help. They might not be getting their help right now. He only been in office for a year. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to take time. A lot of things got to get done, man. But overall, I think Obama's doing a great job. I support him 100%, man. I think he's doing a good job, man.
Right. Thanks for the call, man. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
As an old white Republican.
They're all against him, right?
Yeah, I'm all against him.
On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
It may sound cliche, but it took 8 years for the Republicans to ruin the economy as it is today, and this man only been in office for 1 year. You got to give that man some time.
Right.
You got to give him some time.
One more. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have dropped?
Because he promised too much to get into office.
He said he would focus on healthcare, education, and environment.
Well, hold on now. All presidents do that. All presidents do that to get in.
Hold up. He's been focused on that. See, this is the misconception. I think that you thought that a lot of people thought that the day that he walked into office, all of this would happen. He's only been in office for 1 year.
Obama, I'm just saying, people are mad because everything's gotten worse. I know it's not his fault, but not a lot of people understand that.
But you know what? He said that in a speech. He said it's not going to get better overnight, and in some degrees it might get worse. I mean, he put it out there. He knows what needs to be done for it to get to the place where it needs to be. Yeah. But, I mean, it took 8 years to get to where we are now, and people expected to change in 12 months.
I still think it comes from him being cool in pop culture. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
You need more support from the people that went out and voted. These people need to stand behind him and get a little bit more involved.
Right. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
Oh, my gosh. I think part of it is because, just like what he was saying about the politricks, I also think that it's a part of the Republicans. A lot of the things are based on the media. So if we keep thinking that he's doing bad, then guess what? He won't be reelected for a second term. Also, who are they asking? Did they ask you? Did they ask me? Where are they getting these polls from? Are they asking white America that maybe don't really want him there in the first place?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out where these polls are coming from and who they're asking.
Exactly. I mean, if you listen to other news outlets like NPR that maybe not so much liberal, but just are not so much Republican nor Democrat, you just see that a lot of people don't really nor favor nor really oppose Obama. They just kind of feel like, all right, please do something. But I think that they sent him out there as a black puppet to be here for 4 years. Okay, we'll get him out there, and then next time they'll put a Republican for the next term.
I disagree with that. There's no way. I don't care what happens. There's no way he's not going to get reelected. I guarantee it.
Well, I think the only way that he will not get reelected is because that something major might happen, like a war.
Nah, wars get you reelected. Look what happened with Bush.
Yeah, but did you also see that nobody really got him out? Everybody just kind of talked a lot of stuff and really was happy that he was getting out, but at the same time, people feel like Obama's being very passive when it comes to the war.
You know why Obama will get reelected? Because he's got the kids on lock.
Yes.
This dude's all over the internet. Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. Every 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid in the country is voting Obama. Trust me. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
Well, I just wanted to speak on this whole situation.
Yes, sir.
Funny, it's definitely politricks. Like my man said in the back, you know what I'm saying? All those statistics you said, this nation was built on automobiles themselves.
Mm-hmm.
People saying that this dude gave too much money into automobiles, that's the last thing that this nation is building. You know what I'm saying? With informatics and everything going to computers, that's the last thing that we actually can tangibly touch and generate some sort of revenue.
Right.
And this whole bank thing, that's something he inherited way before the Great Depression, when this nation started putting money into banks.
Yep.
So there's no way that they can even attach this to his time in office right now. And only a year.
Right.
It's ludicrous.
All right, well said. Appreciate the call. On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
I think Obama's ratings have gone down only that he's not lived up to everyone's wishes and hopes and dreams as quickly, even though he says it's going to be hard to do, as they would hope he would. He's got to work on that still, but, I'm a white person, what that lady said, and my family, old and young, have voted for him. The young people, that's good, they're behind him, but the older ones that got to pay taxes on their mortgages and everything, they're worried because everybody's losing everything.
Right. Well said.
And they want to hold on to it. And his health reform, that needs to be tweaked because it doesn't work for everybody. It seems like I'm on Social Security, an older relative of mine who's handicapped is, and that's taking from us, not from the rich.
Right, okay, appreciate the call.
Have a good night.
On Air Idiots, why do you think Obama's ratings have gone down?
I believe Obama's ratings have gone down because they're polling the wrong people. The people that elected this man to office to do the things that he's supposed to be doing are not the people that they're polling. They're not polling the young African Americans or white Americans or the older black Americans. They're polling the Republican, Fox News type of people. And media, blogs, and all that stuff are confusing us and making us believe the man's not doing his job when he's not getting a chance. That's why his polls are going down.
You know, I tend to agree with you because, like I said a little while ago, I think he's got the youth on smash, basically.
On smash, but
like
the ones that are getting polled.
Right. You know, it's funny. Like, are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. If you go searching on Facebook and you're just looking at random people and you go to a lot of young people's page, you know, in the little corner with the information about the person, it says political views.
Yeah.
Some people don't even have Democrat or Republican. They have Obama's name.
Exactly, but they're not being asked why they have his name. They're not being asked what are the things he's doing that are keeping you involved with him.
Right.
He's more of a symbol than a representative. You know what I mean? The president's supposed to represent and do things for this country.
Right.
Obama has become a symbol of what this country's diversity is.
And I still think that the reason why he gets hated on so much is because he's a part of pop culture right now.
He is yes.
He's been on, you know, Leno, Letterman. You know, if he takes a vacation to Hawaii, it's going to be on, you know, some tabloid front cover.
Of course. And then what we hear, what people hear is what more they believe than what's really going on. You have the 24-hour media outlets that have nothing else better to do but then talk about every little thing he's doing, not what he's trying to get done. And then you have to deal with the Senate, you have to deal with the Congress. His agenda is solid, but what they're trying to get through is being held up. So that makes it seem like he's not doing what he ran on.
All right, absolutely. Appreciate the phone call.
First of all, you have, you know, like you said, he's a part of pop culture. Mm-hmm. And then you have a lot of the politricks that are going on. I mean, you see these numbers, you see these polling numbers and everything else, and it's a whole crazy situation. If you look at all of these media outlets that throw, his approval rating has dropped to this, his approval rating has dropped to this, and it's like it's constantly dropping, and you have all of these political figures, you know, on the attack. And it's like nobody's really looking at this situation for what it is. I mean, instead of trying to, you know, work with the president, it's so split down the middle. Right. And I think the best thing that he said in one of his most recent speeches was, let's find a way to work together. The people put you in office to serve them. So don't say no just because you have the power to say no.
And it's funny, after that speech, he had a little roundtable discussion with the Republicans. Mm-hmm. And it was televised. Mm-hmm. And they were hitting him with hard questions, and he was hitting them back with hard answers. And when it was time to go, he said, why? I'm having fun.
Yeah.
The man doesn't back down.
Nah.
He has no problem debating. He has no problem sitting there and going over the issues with the folks that don't agree with him. Another point to bring out there. In this month's Rolling Stone issue, there's a really big interview, and I suggest anyone to look this up, with Osama bin Laden's son, whose name is Omar. Mm-hmm. And in that article, it's a real good article, a lot of insight in it. And he said that his father was disappointed when Barack Obama was elected.
Why?
Because he wanted McCain, because he said McCain would fall into his trap just like Bush did.
Wow.
Right there, the supposed enemy just said that about Bushy, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. But he also said that Barack is making a mistake by going into Afghanistan because you can't win that war.
On here, idiots.